Hey guys, Ross here. Welcome back to part 2 of the Ultimate Beginner's Guide to Arena Breakout. Now, in today's video, guys, we're going to go through ammo types, selecting your ammo, how to purchase your ammo, etc., take it into the battle. Then we're actually going to go into a raid, and I'm going to show you where to shoot people with different types of ammo, and how to heal yourself when you get shot back, as well as armor types, etc., when you're getting actually shot yourself, how you can protect yourself a bit easier. So if you haven't already done it from part 1, or you're just viewing this video for the first time, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we're going to get straight into it right now. Right, first of all, guys, we're going to go through armor selection and armor types. Now, armor types, they're all pretty much the same, except if you go to, you click on your armor and you click the little magnifying glass at the bottom right, you can see that the armor class on this one is 4, material, aluminium, just ignore that, and protected area, thorax. So this only actually provides protection to your chest. Now, if I go into not contact, if I go into market down here, and we'll go to body armor, you can see there's obviously quite a few different ones. Now, if I come down here to see the Defender level 4 heavy armor, see this is class 5, but this actually protects the thorax, upper stomach, and lower stomach, so you're going to get a bit more protection from the shape of the armor. Similarly, if I go to the samurai armor, that also protects the shoulder as well as the upper stomach, and you can go like, massively major, like say the full body armor, which then protects the thorax, shoulder, upper stomach, and lower stomach. Now, currently on this build of the game, there is no leg armor, so you're not going to be able to put leg armor on. You might have seen it in other videos where I've got on. That's in the Chinese version. Eventually it will catch up and you will be able to use it. So currently you can't protect your arms and your legs. Now, when it comes to helmets, the current helmet I've got on is this one here. Now, this one's got built-in headphones, and it protects your head, right? Protects your head and your ears. You've got other helmets, like say that one, for instance, only protects your head, not your ears. And then you get ones like these ones, where you can actually put a face shield on, which will give you minor protection to the face, but it still only protects the head, not the ears. So bear that in mind when we get into the match. Now, when it comes to selecting ammo, I'm currently using a UMP45 because it's a relatively cheap gun. I'm not bothered if I die with it in the making of this video. Now, if you've got no ammo whatsoever, what you want to do is select your magazine and go to ammo search at the bottom right here. Once you open this, it'll give you every single type of ammo which is available to go into that magazine. As you can see, they've got varying different sort of prices. You've got FMG here, which is an armor penetration. You've got HS here, which is sort of a flesh damage one. And you've got AP, which again is armor penetration. Now you can see the penetration level here on basic info is level 3 on that one. On the HS, it's level 1. And on the FMG, it's level 1. But if you look at the base damage to health and the armor damage, there's a slight difference in everything. So base damage to health on the FMG is 54, whereas on the HS, it's 58, so it's slightly more. And if I go then to the AP ammo, quickly show you, this is now 49. Now you can see now the more expensive ammo, the AP ammo, actually does less damage to the flesh. So that means your arms and legs, etc., it's going to do less damage there, but more damage to armor. So it's hit or miss which way you want to go with. But generally speaking, if you've ever heard the phrase leg meter, people will go for high flesh damage guns, bullets and stuff, to go for the legs or go for the arms. So what I'm going to do is, when you come to buy it, you can see down the bottom, you can't purchase it just here. You can select the amount and stuff, which will buy from the black market. But if you want to go to contact, if they do sell it, you can just jump straight to the contact that sells it. I usually just buy maximum, click purchase, and you can buy a chunk of it from the trader. Now what you want to do is, once you've got the ammo, go ahead and put it in your magazines. I've got auto load on, so that's why they're just going straight in, but you can have it on whichever one you want. And I also make sure I bring some extra ammo with us as well, so that's why I buy so much. So I'm just going to put these in my backpack, just so there. You can have a safe box as well, but I don't have one on this version of the game. Now, lastly, before you go into the game, make sure you do actually put one of these into your gun. And I'm going to show you in this video, guys, why it's important to have your your magazines inside your rig like they are right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to queue into farm, and I'll see you in a moment. Right guys, we're in the raid right now. Now I don't know if there's going to be any other content creators in this game, but if there is, they might rush me position. So I'm just going to go ahead and run over here just so I can talk about something very important without getting killed, hopefully. So I'm just going to hide behind this bush. Right, so the reason everybody says put your magazines in your rig is one very important reason I'm going to show you right now. So when you press the reload button down here at the bottom, depending on where you've got it on your screen, what happens is it takes the magazine out of your gun, puts it in your rig, and then takes one from the rig and puts it into your gun in that order. It doesn't do it simultaneously. So for instance, if I put a Molotov there, it makes sure there's no free slots. Now if I was to press the reload button, I'm not going to do it like this. I'm going to take that magazine and I'm going to reload it manually. You'll see what happens here. You can see the extra magazine that I just took out of the gun went into my backpack. That's because there's not a free slot available in my rig. And if I then put them in there and I go to reload, you can see it says you don't have any usable magazines. That's because it'll only count magazines which are in your rig itself. So that's why it's important to make sure you've got room all the time for them. As well, if there's no room in your rig and your backpack's full, let's for instance just say, drop my backpack a second, it's not going to make a difference, I'm not going to lose it, right? And I go to reload and there's no room to put the extra mag in. The extra mag will then drop to the floor because there's nowhere for it to go, because it comes out the gun into your inventory, then you put another one in. Very important to remember that when you're in a raid, you might accidentally just lose your stuff, you know what I mean? You need to make sure you've got that free slot in your rig at all times. So the bigger rig, bigger magazines, etc. Right guys, I've had a little look around for a scav and I think there's one over here, so I'm going to show you like different places to shoot them. Right, he's there. Let's turn down a bit just in case these shots are a bit loud. Now, I'm using rip ammo here, the HS ammo, so I'm going to do more damage to the legs and arms. So what I can, where's he going? What I can do is just aim his legs and literally kill him by shooting him in the legs. I can also one-shot him if I hit him in the face, and the same sort of thing would happen like that if I was to shoot him in the arms. Now, these scavs are pretty much easy to kill. There is, of course, heavily armoured ones, and ones with more HP, like scav bosses and scav boss guards and raider scavs. That's obviously a bit more advanced than what I'm talking about in this video, but generally speaking, if you're using rip ammo, you're using flesh damage ammo, you want to aim at the legs, because it's the easiest place to shoot, as well as the groin, unless of course they've got the groin covering armour on, but chances are you'll not see any scavs wearing that, it'll mainly be players. But of course, all this applies to players, not just scavengers. Now here's another two. These are player bots, as you can see, that's why they're missing this completely. Now I can one-shot all these, if I just shoot them in the head, like so. Easy as that. It's actually really relatively easy to kill someone like that. Just go ahead and shoot them in the head. That's a little. These are player models, but they were player bots. He's got a sniper rifle. I am going to take that off him. You can see he's called Andy some. Yeah. Anyway, obviously the higher kitted ammo you use, the more damage you're going to do to armor. The more damage you're going to do to the flesh, depending on what it is. Like for instance, I know this Mosin will have high sort of. There we go. Damage bullets in. Someone else shooting at us now. They're everywhere. Shoot him in the chest. There we go. Quite decent ammo in there. Got that everywhere. I'll just clear the area before I carry on talking. Actually, I want this one to shoot us a bit. Shoot me. Shoot me more than that. Put me arm out. There we go. Kill this last one. Right, I'm going to run over here and hide. Now, as you can see at the top left here, where I put my little character, I've got destroy parts, so one of my things is blacked out. I've got wound, which is bleeding, and I've got pain. Now, you get pain when one of your limbs are blacked out. Now, as I said in part 1 of the guide, if you do want to go back to that, this white medication here has bandages in it, as you can see. It cleans wounds, so if I go ahead and use that, it will get rid of my status effect of bleeding If you're bleeding, you continuously lose health, and if you don't treat it, you'll get blacked out limbs and eventually just perish or die. Now, if you remember about the first one, we've got these, which are trauma kits, which get rid of destroyed limbs. So eventually, if you lose enough health in a body part, it will get blacked out, like you can see this left arm is right now. So I can go ahead and use the surgical kit to heal that, which I'm going to do right now. There is a temporary fix for this as well, which what your painkillers come in. These negate the effects of pain, so you can still use your blacked out limb, but not so much. Different things, like if you got a blacked out leg, for instance, you run on it, you're going to cause yourself damage and pain, but you can't run on it unless you take painkillers or fix it, sort of thing. I'm just going to go ahead and reload my guns, because if I get shot by something, I'm not going to be very happy. And this one, there is one final surgery kit, does actually heal your limbs at the same time. This one doesn't, so make sure you then just use your basic health to heal yourself up as well afterwards. You can see I'm back to pretty much full health now. Right guys, I'm actually getting cornered by something here. I think it might be one of the other content creators, I'm not really sure. But I'm going to try and use the HS ammo to go his legs. He's quite a good shot. I think he's on his scavenger. Or it might be a boss, I'm not really sure. But they're a pretty good shot. Here they go, hitting us again. They just took my arm out. Yeah, I got him in the head. Oh my god, this took up with him. Wait, this is a scout boss. I might die here. As you can see, now my leg is blacked out and I'm bleeding. I can't run because of my blackened out limb. I'm probably going to get killed any second here. But you can see the need to sort of... Oh my god, no. Leave me alone. Did I get him? This is actually a scout boss. This is bad. I'm just going to run. You can see I can't run if I take a painkiller. While my limb's blacked out. I'm getting pushed here. I will be able to run now. Yeah, it's a scout boss. Yeah, I'm dead. These are the hard ones, but you get the gist of it. You can't run with a blackened out leg. You can't reload very fast, blackened out arm. You do need the meds. Now, if I quickly show you the death screen, because these guys are going to be using really high-powered bullets, it's just sod's law that when I'm recording, I run into a scav boss. When I'm using a UMP, if I had a different gun, it would have been better. As you can see, the more damage you take, the more, obviously, you die. He's using high penetration armor. It did hit us in the blah blah. I actually hit him in the head, but I hit his helmet. I had the HS ammo, so it didn't do enough. As you can see, I didn't kill him, so it didn't do enough for him. Now, if you do die in a battle, guys, make sure you do remember as well. I'm going to go and show you right now. Go into character before you start kitting yourself out again. Go into health and just click quick treatment in the bottom right. Or use your meds to heal yourself up, because so many times I've been back in a battle and forgot to heal myself up. Anyway guys, if you do want a further in-depth explanation of all the health stats, you've got this menu here, which I'm going to go through now. Now, injury. You've received damage and your HP is reduced. This is when any of your limbs are red but not blackened out. You can use any of these three items. Wound is when you're bleeding, so you can use bandages. This isn't the only ones. Obviously, I was on about the white ones, but it's not going to go into massive detail with that. You can just use a basic bandage. Now, you've got destruction, which you've just seen there. I couldn't run. I couldn't reload very fast. Blackened out limbs. You can use painkillers to sort of temporarily stop it, or you can use a surgical kit to actually heal it. Pain is when you've got a blackened out limb and it makes your vision blurry or stops you running, like I say, painkillers. And you also get thirst and hunger, which it does appear you occasionally to take food and drink into raids. If I quickly show you what I mean by food and drink, I've got some down here. There's some water. See, that'll bring back your hydration. I've got an energy drink. I've got no food. I usually take energy drinks because this gives you hydration and energy. So that's that. I go back into here. So obviously, if you let these get too low, thirst, you'll continuously lose HP. And hunger, at first, it only reduces your stamina and increases how much you use, but eventually it will start hurting you quite a lot. You've got lung injury. Now, you'll only see this if you walk into tear gas. Now, usually people can throw it, or there's some canisters on the elite mode you can shoot, which produce like a green gas. This is the only thing that will cause lung injury, so you'll not see it very often. You've got critically overburdened. This is when you're carrying more than 42 kilograms. Your stamina will go faster. It doesn't say it does, but it does. It reduces your movement speed, prevents you from sprinting and jumping eventually, and increases your fall damage because obviously you're heavier. Tinnitus is when you've had like a grenade go off near you. You're going to be like, you can't hear very good, so it reduces it. And hearing reduction is if you're using a helmet that covers your ears, you'll get that. Don't know what else is on here, but obviously there's these, for instance, buffs that are going to be quite beneficial. These are some of them: the sedations from the painkillers, the perseverances from the blue syringes, which I did mention in the last video. Anyway, guys, there's a lot to take in. I know it is, so that's why I've put these videos into different parts. In the next one, I'm going to go through looting, so make sure you do subscribe to the channel for that one. I hope you've enjoyed this one. I know it's a lot to take in, but I'm trying to help as best I can. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.